Atija ashafo nyina kwa bashonko emfambra atija jumedie so ewo Kumasi online TV and no pay me betina fidiem hanim say sembebre na me de beso mo me hye mo bose de beto for me free baby and me ba betina fidiem hanim say na me de ho sensem nyina no aba beso mo ti mo hu me sabre dia na chese de ekoso wo manga na de ntwa yie de obi asuro so obeka ensem amanfo so aka ena maboaboa ni nyina no amede eba beso mo ewo mu fiefie mo wo mpotem a wo eden ena ekoso ewo honom wo MCE SSN wo DCE SSN member of parliament SSN afi we so akwa election year me amani tua say yeden a NPP amanyoko NDC amanyoko movement for change any other independent candidate ahodo na na bebo dompem ewo wo constituency sans wo mu nyina no eba be seek vote obi eba be stress wo mu patch up on December 7th fa kokromoti eto aba edema wo mu de wo mu kanyina na entwa yie no pese ode be dan me na ya sewa na me mu akwanya ne betena fidiem hanum se ye toto ayampia ne bi edema wo mu so mu akwan ne ade a wo mu ye nyina no akwanya no ewo honum so betima ye video kakra bi na odi asende me 0557036109 saso ena pese mema wo ba hanum se so afraid that same number na ya sewa mema wa ba betina fidiem hanum so wo be ka me ho na ya toto ayampia ne bi ede amane wo mu NPP amanyoko ni de mi hu wo mo left hu wo mo right dem say wo mo akasa ni nimpa say ye dan ya opposition ni de e honoma e na wo mo be konti sani amafo ani abede alan kojo chairman ten movement for change ni abede ajase wo ba no homodia say obetumi etu MPP ni NDC efre kunnya ne so no wo jese nya asam keto akra wo firi ha no ko ha no ni we mo kasa ni ade saso ena NDC amanyoko no wo mo so eja wo mo ko select na jeno poku ajeman no finally wo ma ba be yi na kire na ma me ne sem bi ode aba abonten no ebusia enye nsam keto akra saso na ADDO danko ekufu ado mi ni de me hu ni se na ADDO danko ekufu ado de asa adwemboni bi ena woni tiremu opekwan bi a wo be fa so a NPP amanyoko no be ko opposition esanse sente sanka sabre ya wo man ni mu ayedin na Ghana 14 isuo na sanso ye election year no eniema bi wo hono ma na me expect sanka na ADDO danko ekufu ado obeye ensema maboabo ano ne de trust me edosu ye papa ye be fire comment section asenso de se na de bia ye no me de hono mama waje nchire bia wo bia no obetimi e de afa honom e de ama me mesure so se wonya subscribe to the channel a oba subscribe e de ama me wuya wo ma me thumbs up e wo honom share video we so e ma wonu e bi na wo no so share ma obi no so hu de ekoso ewo oh my Ghana mo amwa ma no ni nyina no sabe na ya se wana se shonko e na me de ma mo se magye atija dwumedie magye atumu mo aya mo frɛ mo amode ma de nkyerɛ ba mo amo send videos ni ade nyina no nyankopɔn ensure mo ye papa me ankasa me ma me dosia o Germany ma nyankopɔn ensure ye papa wo videos ni ade bia no de send me send ya na wo kanana aya na wo de afa ha na ma me na bo ha so e de ma me na won so aya no wo mo kyerɛ so na ADDO danko ekufu ado wo honom no wo se me na ya se wo be pa police fo bi ka no ye ko kye ne sanse papa no o my God esika de we di bi ye papa mo kama ko mantum ye embre pa no na ADDO danko ekufu ado no ankasa no o tenase no odwe hu no hu nsema Ghana fo ene nisu ahodro Ghana fo ye tie gu ne so nyi obi ne beka obi be sie na ADDO wo honom on de ne 7 term o ni 2 terms wo ba be twawie ne 8 years no aba na wie ye se MPP be wi ni o se MPP be ko opposition o ono na ADDO danko ekufu ado enya de fa ne ho but me de na ka me hu ne se wo na wo metwa ne ho echia no wo mo na wo mo be hyan so nana de wi aniema ekọ na fi we so ye election year no wa mba fom naija wa ma ye nsiki for vote na ADDO enya de be boa yen yo and I don't know if they speak to him and then na ADDO danko ekufu ado still na obunnua edigu na so mesansa wo mfa ho ma betara fidiem hanim say de niema bi aba betomo efa achi mafias no wo mo document bi aba abonti agese sa document no na kwan a wo mo pese wo mo fa so eliminate Ashantis no free MPP amanyoko ne mu enunti ena Alan Kojo chairman ti ajasa ne mfe efri Ashanti region hanum say na Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ne na pamfo wo mo pe kwan bia wo mo be fa so aya ma Alan etumi efri party no ya sure de wo mo didi Honorable Kennedy Japan eno so the same thing na say wo mo de wo mo pena no wo mo ye no wo mo ye ya no mo kofa ba wo mi abaye ba wo mi so wo mo kofa ba sa say me de me njai kanda me say na Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ankasa no oya wesan ba wo mi anye obi a wo betumi break the 8 oya wese ba omi anye obi obetumi e de MPP amanyoko no obetumi di wo metwa sa tem ya na so obetumi akase wo mo sa so metena Ghana so 4 years na wo bi a wo so oye mate mpo de mate de nkaja ka na nkasa mu ne fa ho ben wo de wo ma Ghana fo nyina nya ne ntie se o unye competent utumi mbeboa obi a yekofa ba se bra be show man Ghana economy na afi de wo ba ya wo so de be economy hono me nya me field economy ye de ye me for me de ye digitalization wo man Ghana ne so de ye nya pa nya digitalization asem ye ka asem fa so ne so enfa so e wo so ba ye de ehia asa ne ye de sefata o man Ghana 14 ni show comedy amanfo sisi a me wo he ya eja me na social media usual na me say finally new prizes for Serbia wo free region A ko region B aba kane no fi Greater Accra e ko Kumasi a wo mo je 100 Ghana cedis and na wo fi Greater Accra e ba Kumasi na wo fi Kumasi e ko Greater Accra sisi 120 cedis ebusia the rate has which a wo increase prices no what to hono na wo share salary a wo je at the end of the month na wo tena se na wo dwe ho na wo sate wo electricity di free mu na wo sate water so di free mu na wo ba bete wo transport e free mu na your mind Ghana ne so don saguti na wo shase eti ni so ye papa aya na amafa wo mo fa nsuo so ekopie mu obi memu eto de bi aya na memblemi wo mo sanse wo mind ne more den o mind ne ma koye amafo bramafo tinisho na so mpenifa ye de ekokomoti ato abade ama wo mo na busua wo mu hu ye mpo de wo mu a wo mu pe na wo mu de na na do ye dede na fu wara ye bufu ne bu aye de na ye faka wo mu ji ye prices akese na do na Akufo-Addo emfa no we aba be ka che se eto de bia na Ghana for ye kasa wo man ni mu ayede o man ni mu ayede a ase de ono na do dan Akufo-Addo oni Ghana no wo bi memu na wo bu o man no but ye hwe wo na do dan Akufo-Addo we cannot compare yourself to us. You are living a luxurious life. Uji weni baby e wo fa flight baby a person okobia utumi ko na so me ya se wani minu mienu a ye hwe dwumede ye ndey ye nim ne ye chia ne ye mienu ya o ho kire wa wan na wo kobisa no ba wo na do dan Akufo-Addo we bedu o man Ghana ne so sika be na wunya ye den na wunya ye until there is no way metumi akakra say si ama 20 years kra we busuafo enya de a wo mo be lucky de be da na ye ntimemufo ne de bebi a ye wo de hono ma ene ye wo de mo ye na de sem fata o dachi bi no eya de Nyankopon bebu maten ti sa mo so sama adwen a mo mo ho de na mo so sama adwen sisi a products by and our ton company ben we bia obasi abahu dero edema frey no 0550 623377 and answer 055 7036 109 saso ena Kumasi online media school wa masoma se ande me de atija twumedie no eba besomo me hye mesemase ede amamono mene na mabe fontentan fidie hwa na me hu se na do dan Akufo-Addo ase nanse no ahomaso ahantan ne dwashuban bi abo ewura ni mu akyase me ya asebo meti he kura no medwe ho amenti ase yeti kromanum se ya na do dan Akufo-Addo ne na pamfo wo mo kopie mo program ya ne ato ne din se Green Ghana na wo mo ye program na wo mo to national anthem ne the pledge ena ye hu se ahemfofo ne nkofo bi ete honom na do dan Akufo-Addo bufu ye ena wo soma Accra regional minister se won kono kokanche wo mo ina ase wo mo sorry ni ade afina Samuel no na eyenim guasesem ye wo hono ma ne hu se na nei ene nsama ba bonte a wo pacho so enye bu apaye se bia wo mo to national anthem na se eyina wo no ete honom na mbom ne ho ena na emfa ne mi ho ano na ye expect se na do dan Akufo-Addo mbom the rate at which osifa reacted to it no wanya de krom ha ya so ne ye wo ne hu se na do dan Akufo-Addo ene ne ba akwa PM wo program bi ase na wo bi a wo mani abra wo mo to national anthem na ne ba no edi for na tale na so na wo ye koni expect senke no na Adansie Akufo-Addo besa asoma ne nkrofo wo no wo mo koye se wo mo nko na wo mo ko prompt ne ba ne se yenye sa eno de yante ho hwe na Adansie ameka bibia ne ba ne ye ko wa akozi zo no ankasa akoma to ne yem eno wo kate ko no me wa na ni nyina no national anthem ne koso eno de ya so na Adansie Akufo-Addo ekopiem we yase wo ti region na oba ye no chese ahemfofo ete honom no na Adansie Akufo-Addo sha ahemfofo ne se MC amesofa yi sound ni film na fato shoma me o sire wo mo se wo chese wo mo nsole in fact me angasa mani boss no na ade a chese mere ahoye papa na nke ye Ashanti region hanom se anka mugiri sa na Adansie Akufo-Addo se bi nka saade ya wo ye pa anka obetumi ayana na ahemfofo ete honom o ka kire wo mo se wo mo nsole na wo mo nchia no it seems na Adansie Akufo-Addo asa hantan ni dwabi aba no so one you cannot compare Adansie Akufo-Addo to a king or a chief. Moreover, ohene no no yentu na de so I just say bia say bi nyamra sem bi no obedi e na be ma yetu no na yentu ne so aba so ba wona Adansie Akufo-Addo ayire so a December wodwuma obedi wo manga ne nyina no aba na wieye de na Adansie Akufo-Addo ye it's a very big disgrace to the chiefs over there. Any another one yard as a KG2 nibi and a whole president who ba program as here you could even tell obi or MC so ebia the president is coming into no ebia one more now see obi ampeja no mu obi engina ho no but for you to go to a king or for you to go to a chief and tell the chief say one sole and told ebia ya na amafo compare niam be say to Asante hene aya na me no wo nya adwen but let's face facts here se koye ye na no OTUMFUO pa na sebi oti na kunwem anka mo sha na Adansie Akufo-Addo do ye nko betumi aye anka wantumi nye na Adansie Akufo-Addo fiti bra Ghana for do wo kokromoti to abadema no na Adansie Akufo-Addo keeps disrespecting we Ghanaians na Adansie Akufo-Addo ahemfa wo mo baby atame osifiye wo mo ni kwaku anyi do hu ba wo nche se wo mo ba be autopsy report e kira kwan na Akufo-Addo bie na no ka kire wo mo plane say nenti ampuntunduma emma wo mo boro no ne so it is because onu ni pa wo no na Adansie Akufo-Addo ede ne ba ye no wo ma dan wo machi ede amani pa no ntu na ama wo no na Adansie Akufo-Addo so no weyi nani the same thing na Adansie Akufo-Addo I can't remember say no hini bi su complain say asa we ya wo mo besi ye no wo mo biano na Adansie Akufo-Addo ko kwa mesefa kai program so ko ka say so hene ne se wo mu biano de ade wo hene na nkasa no nko na wo nko bie ano this was very disrespectful. It was very disrespectful. I want another Adansie Akufo-Addo part. At the same time, another Adansie Akufo-Addo, people were complaining. So another Adansie Akufo-Addo. I said, "Nancy, near man shed down koyeyo. Send your nanke ye wo jide wo mu pass a wo buy no. Near master sana we are sana dia. One shagana for yes and to about farm or so man, mama say mon to about farm mammy. Mon to about farm mammy bioma munjai. These are statements coming out from the president. A whole president too. Obi ana wo pay your vote na wo sre obi ana chese wo ba ye ho kwa be siniema obi a wo be chikalipo obi otumi be prapra otumi be ba obi pum sa me pam chopa no mo fa mo kokromotin to aba mfama but right after say to aba ne de man na Adansie Akufo-Addo ye ni be bia homaso ni free ye. You can tell different people to stand up but come to think of it telling the chief or the king to stand up it is disrespectful. Mobian the kanchem saying he is the president of the land. Come on. Into obe PM yena no OTUMFUO anima wo betumi aka che yena no OTUMFUO ana say Asante hine bi say won solintia wo no eyina nado ana. This cannot happen. This cannot happen. Whoever is advising Adansie Akufo-Addo obi a wa ma na Adansie Akufo-Addo sisi ano dwani ahantan bia ba bebo awura ne mu no yesre no afi we election year. Afi we election year. So wo peye party ama NPP ama nyoku a ene wo mbra fom. Ontieti abrek wo niema bi ho. Whatever he is doing, he should relax. 7 years and just what be wo 8 years mu anyi o akaje some few months bi no we free kunya so obi mo pay vote pa. There are lots of ways that Nana Addo Akufo-Addo could have communicated, but making the kings or the chiefs of that place, you are making them feel so disrespected. Obi amafu gunase. Amafu guahine nasi a womo sumo hine no. Tisa send ya wuna Nana Addo Akufo-Addo amafu sumo no. Sana Nana or you ono hine so no. Amafu esumo no. So the kind of respect you Nana Addo Akufo-Addo you want no. The same thing as I have for so no. They deserve those respects. Yani yebeka. Wone menyadwe ya wawa sema, but it is the truth. It is the truth. Why would you go and then Monsare? Come on. What was the MC na mofano na MC ne juma ne saying? MC no na ne juma ne saying. Ebusi ama meto amensam ne so mfema. Meto amensam ne so edi ama modi amonim so man Ghana de. Edi ebe say eba de a obi a ede na no ebetum na sabre de. Captain Smart, Captain Kwadwo Blessed Smart or the nano ato sansemi na mu na no e na Captain Smart HSM. Eto de bia se ne Nana Addo Akufo-Addo wo behave as assemblyman. Nana Addo Akufo-Addo nye no wote se president kra se bi oduru baby ankola sembia na wo ka se bi de ensem fata bia na wo ye na mbom no bi a wotu Nana Addo Akufo-Addo fo no sa nipa no e wo se yetumi chi ne pan ye hwe nechi emma na enche na ye na no OTUMFUO so ba bedi ne anniversary inti Nana Addo Akufo-Addo se wo baby a na sansemu no ya wo kodi ye se wo betumi edibi edi ache ye no OTUMFUO a wo mra anasa ahemfofo a wo mo Ashanti region hanum se wo mra na wo mbedi bi efanchire ho no na ho ena Nana Addo Akufo-Addo obehu ni se tumi bi esin tumi bi yanko ne yankotie Captain Kwadwo Smart enum nsamemra sisia
the subai leadership and identity.
Captain Smart, the
leadership and identity. What Joe Biden did say, Obi Anim so your American president. Did you own him? But what Busan say? My identity is here. Obet me your description be Joe Biden.
listen to the king of mornings.
What was say? Vladimir Putin. A Russian president. Any people brain in Vladimir Putin. No massive war in Russia so for a very long time. Because we share the geographical location of Russia. Anyhow Russia behaves, Russia is always looking for somebody who is a tough-skinned person to use them. Now we share Russia back with some ono nasefo no omo we dey danger midi. They are super tough.
So,
Eti put in your beer on your normal water.
so,
You bubu ice cubes.
So,
a good bathroom. No of them. Miss Obi
he is smart. He is unique. He is the best. Captain Smart.
It's almost as when Vladimir Putin, he is a leader. Putin Kwane to me America, UK, France, we are bedding, heading one person, with me the entire Europe bedding, including America. And Biden America cost $61 billion. Say you can support Ukraine anchor. Ukraine a losing battle or try Corona from. And America says it's over put in here. But we are so you can for who is he? But say for me, Captain Smart. I demand them coming.
191.
So see I for me, Captain Smart. A dear Madam Jenny Farmer Jum and your Captain Smart. A for me blessed Godfrey Smart.
So,
this is my official name.
so,
I am called Blessed Godfrey
so, so,
Smart.
so,
Blessed means Inshira. Dear Ishira no. gospel ni nyame adwen yirenchini obi a ade bia eyere a nipa bi edwane no okokwache no medina se kire no de eyere a okokwache no ma eti time obi edwane no ese se me ko na de kro no makwache no na nipa ho ato no de fe ni yirenchi no aba smart in temp but this ID card here that coming. So be a shame na me butu card we ya because Captain Smart is wearing a tag. But as soon as I turn the tag properly for you, you will see that the tag belongs to my wife.
Listen to the king of morning shows.
Sana Akufo-Addo ne ba umia aye Ghana.
191 yantia.
Me do nyame.
Akufo-Addo donzu.
Onko fa so abofo tag ne se omkom no mu butu nu.
191 yantia.
Ba umia ba no wan kan kire ye da. Our Central University so be dimate. He told us that our economic messiah, our ultimate questions maku 150. Edema pa kwesi mi sata. Sa questions reply be ka una mi sata o ye mra mo peja dade went me peja no de call ye no. Eti ayedai and obi our economic messiah say so catch him so a driver's mate.
What you know?
Captain Smart.
He wore
The king of
a different tag. Hey, when you pay me company be a was as to be a shamra. So be a fan ID card in San Kuma or say me.
Wait,
Sadi Parusian to be in Pablo.
wait.
I get that.
Say chief of staff a troll letter say. Abaya Juma your phone in a fin echo. Obia Fatag in San Kuma. Chief of staff no truck at a sign or power beshe or power check.
Listen to the king of morning shows.
Me here's a message tag. I say who say Captain Smart
He is smart. He is unique. He is the
me if you have a message will be a
Smart is the king.
Adam message will be a Kusamaba.
What you know?
Because the Robert troll letter say yes tag November 8:30.
Listen to the
But if you know him TV so
morning shows.
and the tag or no tag or no who's why late but me my back them. Reason in say people can just wear different colors but they're the same people. Mami Kasamun show Gidi Jai. In the political records of this country, Akufo-Addo Bawumia-led government will remain the worst government in the history of this country.
Akufo-Addo donzu ye ure ubusia.
Kotoka oye kukura no so won faso cha Akufo-Addo de Bawumia. Me minsuro no kureka me ade a me ndanwe no ho eye hu. President otimi ko obi kroma yi na wa oda ohene se sore ansa wa chia me. Are you sick, Mr. President? You see, they don't respect our culture. Because Akufo-Addo onye Ghana ni.
Akufo-Addo donzu ye ure ubusia.
Or a British Ghanaian. He's not a Ghanaian. The attorney says, oh, he needs to any question, sorry, or coffee, what's he say? Or he be a pigeon more and your sir, or he it's so quiet here. Yes, so he is sorry, sorry, na or he or Tennessee. Who walk on the chrome, was sending chef and the Kuntungri, who call the chrome a year, what cotona. What's it? That's the secret, you know. What do you mean? Ordering a chief? So I'm sorry.
Wait.
Nana the better I got your say. Sorry, I mean, share the secret in the tea. What we do 2 way? I got your chain and my cat say, I'm sorry, Akufo-Addo chat. Now, why are you looking say, Yamia? And Nana was so. Nana one Casasoka will be. And an Aqua NPP days, I see. NPP carelessness say yes. And you see, Ghana for think that normal. Gradually, abai we kum Ghana for. This government is a terrorist government. No, you see, we are president. This one, the president behaved like a kindergarten child. Why do you behave like a kindergarten baby? Like Asakufano KG1? I mean, why? So why president say, sorry, you see, anytime you see a leader exerting orders and powers, it means that he's lost respect. Anytime you see here a leader ordering powers, yes, I am. Hey, as a Bema Kwasia, when you say me, wow, I'm no being so good teaser. Wait, make sure Samina me wow, maybe I will cast away crossing. Make sure Samina this kind of wow, now, what was your fun? What you tell somehow? Maybe your cast away crossing. The reason is that you have lost your respect before that woman. So you now want to show power. You can't show power. Power goes with respect. So what you have to do is to do something that the woman will automatically. You will marry your husband and the other day. Or a question room and bottom so far bottom grow bar. Put me to room him. I don't know what channel. Brad was so much. Opamni free now what all? Who are you for a baby? Very simple. But we are president. You see, and you won't put us as catch your hands on sorry. Fellow Ghanaians. Mammy Chowa, there's a Yakufa according to the best. Some persons saw him sorry. Maybe I'm in a wasm. It's in another person watch your hands away small. It's not quite much density. Na maswami yako kachre eye na say MC say a president abedru obechati obia sorry what was the president to do here no until obia sorry MC ni oni yansa bia be say president aba obia sorry but ohini bia na dwen adwuma on sorry se me wo ba me krom na me ye dikro krona wa ba mu ni ye media it means sorry, ma'am. Now that's why we are watching. Oh, yeah, Bema. OTUMFUO 25th anniversary. So, yeah, Bema. Look, what's not too far. That's why. Okay, not too far. Sorry. And I'm near my code. I should have got Siam and String and Safo. I can't tell too far. Sorry. I should have got Siam and String and Safo. Okay. Sabi Guru. Chebi Dikru. Chebi Dikru. Chebi Dikru. Crown on sorry. Emma Kufado. We Nanya the Falter, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Chieftaincy and Culture. They will come and defend this stupidity. Because they need to find a nice way to actually cover the uselessness of the presidency.
Captain Smart.
Or what president is how do you do that? How? I mean, how? As a sitting president of a land? No. Come through, look me. Let me tell him something. Your Excellency, I respect you, I like you, and I love you. So, if you also why do you also assemblyman? Me pacho, we are president. Your Excellency, me pacho, we are assemblyman. But when you unit committee member, we are president of the Republic of Ghana. Everyone was your assemblyman. Nana was your unit committee member. Because already the Ghana, the referee who's your president, who's your assemblyman. Eti Nana do be heavy to assemblyman. I walk away. Obi answer. Musa na uncha me mabo. Assemblyman, Mama. Assemblyman, Moha. Hey, Akufado, we are president, we are assemblyman. You are behaving like an assemblyman. Okay. Me I'm say. I'm so into her. Yes, Jaibo. Okay. And then more, you need to carry a vision. Coupled with a vision. Married to a passion. Before you can have a focus to lead the people to see success. Timmy, we can defy what human say. You gotta have a vision coupled with a mission, married to a passion before you can lead your people to success. Because leadership is identity. Leadership is not a game. It's an art. A-R-A-R-T. It's an art. So not anybody can be a good leader. They learned to lead. What's a Solomon? Some 4D or Bible winner on one of the songs of Solomon. Because he was born to lead. Nanado, Medianidi, a power show, Miss Srow, Ubuni and Idia Quasso. As a man, Penia, would ye name? Me Trabama 2016. Me Trabama 2020. Me found me so some mechanical Trabama. Can I phone you through? Hey, and I would send it out now. Hey. Me Trabama and ADDO 2016. I am not afraid. Since you be a man to me, who was a stout toy. But also, I didn't go, also assemblyman, they do so. When it's Trabama and ADDO 2016. 2020 graduate in some moment of declare election the first Okuma. You hear the soldier 49. That day I'm Angel. I staircase this no. To say yes, I go say the president Tampa. Soldier for Mbokuli Nifa, every woman, 9. Soldier for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
of morning shows.
And a force there's a chief of staff saying you are not safe. In the Yamra. Miss Angel for the Catholic soldier for 9 after sorrow. We will declare results. The national security for 18. I will pass. What can I say? ABN BBSC. Apple FE Angel will Kumasi. By only Godwin. I've never heard of Godwin. Or you're ready up a car coffee. National security for 18. Soldier for 9. I get that. Because I believed in him. But I mean, I keep telling you, I have a permanent interest. I don't have a permanent friend. Don't you ever sit anywhere and call me your friend. Because we didn't say friends are frights. Friends are frights and flies.
He is smart. He is unique.
And I forget once now.
Captain Smart.
So me, I don't have a permanent friend. I have a permanent interest. My interest is that Ghana, as I say, simple and short. That time you bring me soldier for 9. I be certain health. Now go for great people to Mumpunu. I remember there was a Wednesday. I may have me feel renovation. We are maybe I don't know. dispatch riders 18 bisa Solomon police for park here me say me yes small party yes one hand and paponi bi aba befrem na free more pare a order police for be 30 so Captain Smart here party the paponi be kon fie ko na kwadi enkuno we me bedroom gate na soldier need to police need to stand for one police officer holding a gun. One soldier holding a gun. What's my bedroom gate? I mean, that time Captain Smart was a darling boy. Because then the Amomo and movies are yet to be coming out. Assemblyman president. Now, if you get away, soldier 4-3, police 4-3, or go around the side. That's baby, I mean, sure, brother, then it's chance and come out. I feel me, come to your soul. We're here, because now you have a king of morning show. Me can't go to be into me focal. Now, me, this year, one thing, or have a movement, Nima, and Tibrika, Papa, near family phone, Papa. We had the demonstrators of these guys. Oh, madam, what that room by the school, no one will tantra hills. Also, Captain, actually, I'm a chief of staff. Why you cry a rank cry? I say your promotion cry for my I don't know who now and I'm say, dear Muyano, a Yansa beard him. Miming Kwame dispatch riders, soldier for, apostle for, I didn't try. We are drama Kufado. I saved the life of Akufado. He knows it. Me, Osromiche journalist, if you come and do Yame. Only me very well. But your excellency, with all due respect, me pa show, Nanado, any dear Kwanso, when you're assemblyman, we are president. It's me power show yes to do. Me patrol. When you watch chairman.
Listen to the king of morning show.
Emerson Jemu FM.
Captain Smart, the king of morning show.
Me patrol. Any dear Kwasu. Me ya mebu nkoto de ba me ya chia me di hiniti mi wani nkoto de we ya kunya da we swider
of morning shows.
What I cha kunya tuntu me swider.
He is smart. He is unique. He is the best. Captain Smart is the king.
It is so any dear Kwanso. When you assemblyman, when you board chairman, when you messenger, you are the president of the People's Republic of Ghana. And not just the Republic of Ghana, the People's Republic of Ghana.
Listen to the
king. Some call a grona a course no assemblyman behavior na a course no many biom no wakufia ko home. Why would you want to order a chief sauce? What are we order sauce sorry? What is the essence, the importance, the significance of the security officers following you? Francis Poku. Wafa. I don't pay me no being answer. Obi Fred Francis Poku no kanchire no. Okay. Some come in beach now. Okay. Yeah, you did the change now. Many people saw him and they your friend Francois.
Captain Kojo Smart and Yakwa Kotiera Baja said, yeah, another danko kufuado, yeah, encha ye no. Wapro ediegu honum se na nado dan ko egu fuado eto de bia won be able to so a president kakra na asem kwala asem no sebi ya do so dodo na kanya asem ne yenkanka president mu a wako program na ko program anya no ane se wo ma MC na announce say the president is here nti na ne yenhole na obi amako eyi ase na NPP flag na de esense honum sa bede na nye we ne yebehu sa so kra na nanu ade ya jonkuma 1 week ase so wo mu bepie mu hanum and also the same thing just will be a year see a busheti ni sure ni ade e ho na na dan ko ekufuado na ni abede a yet happy birthday man wo fefe ne se ho saa na so that was the time an kana na dan ko ekufuado kra no wo betia wo nkrofo be kire wo so debi sisi an ni bre na ba obi efiri mu anya ha na mo be happy birthday na ponso ba Nandy Moya na po beba na po for running maids and swam ye de me a medicine it's a condo and so woman to me a stop you beer woman yajasa make so a bushia de shepan and the foam there were called by me bushian and such to me call woman no Sani pana woman tin is shown near the national ninano NPP for not mujimo hosa and chena wafa keki ne ye ne baso Simon near man de mudi be PM or that side and the come Matias yes and yadia mobile funny easy cry into the NPP or biara were 2 women enough for be a time never catch them that some yami cruna po me and the door of pebia me channel to all of them tuna for this I can't say for boys and girls you should my quack to Eddie Amano na me be juma no panona e yasembia mete wo masum na fi masosi de mu a we dum so na just atia te se wo baby aga na fo ya ye dede aka ho asema wo bia bezu wo be fi yesa de etie no sa edetie no ayi isi you for penny osio Ghana for we do srem ye papa enter next 2 weeks die na dum so ne de wo mu ye bia na ye maintenance nye dum so kra na aba na ye dum sie bibia no ebe kokọ na akwanso bibia no ebe de da ye kama na workers so wo mu yi CJ especially in Ashanti region wo office no wo mu so sisi ade kra de wo mu da wo mu na there's a suru nkubi na aba be se wo mu sure say enche yet hono ma be hwan obi kura to wo mu to say pay anase obi di bibia kura bo wo mu ko wechi ma wo matofo ma wo mu nsole biom esa se Ghana fo no wo mani abede wo sa dum so no na mi bisa say se bi o man Ghana mframa na nkasa mu na do na ko egu fada na pamfo boni ahudu ahye wo mu tiri mu mponte ne Nyankopon we sizi mframa na nkasa wo bia wulu bese ne wa de ekra na mframa ne mpo fa dem ewie bona abegina bonten se bia nka wo ba abeje mframa kakra mese ugina mangudua se kra na mframa ne mpo na afa ho no aka so wanye hwe no Nyankopon mframa ne kra no abo afa me ho kakra na isi jefu so ye mo fan ya mu esan so kra bo hit na mo sa so kra je light free yensema na eno ne ye kwaya na ye baye yeso kopie mo nkra mante mu kra ye tan Kumasi kwa de esi baby kwa de baby a memiti sei anya hwe ne ja yetumi yesi yedum na ne ya so de amaye na ukopie mo high school junction ginya ase ne ade so de no de ugina wo light nipa bete ke asa abofra wanya switch a wo switch no on wa switch no off no asa aso ne de ekoso wo man ne mu ne de ade entwe ye nya aduane ndi ya sike kura ye nya bi ventu ye botom na ECD for so mo be ma ye peace of mind mo be ya asumje anya hwe ye be so ye TV ye be wona na ya ase wane ade wo so ni nyina no mo de mo se da nya de mo ba be pere mo be dum light ne dia ene amontana sana mo mbo abo mo we san se nipa bebre na na ahya ase buru ECD fo nua ene duabo a wo mu de agufom na busua enya sam ketwa yetiti kroma de beti abrante de obehu wo bi na poster tale abrante de adwuma be ya o ye adwuma wo yisije na de ye jejejeje wo mu nyina bako na post bra be kasem na timetable so na mo de be ba mo yana for timetable mra ni ya wo so si are de timetable na finally e bedru u be fifia no pa na bedu mu TV u bedu mu fan u bedu mu fridge ni ade a wadundu mu bibia wo ne abofra na wo fia wa che ni so wo mu so medu mu light ni sente du wadundu bibia no wo mama message wo mu mo amane empo wo mu nka hwe yo maya yetim ye betra hare ye toto ayampia na amafoti amano ne na wo mu ka de wo mu pesa ba loyal fans of Atija Jumedie me domo ate send your comment section as na amafu yes wo mu attack bia na mo de memma wo mu no Nyankopon ehwam nyina ye papa mama me hu se adwuma na midi no munyina no mota me che ne ye tena fidie manum se su dia ye be koso atutu bi dia ma ne wo mu sa kosi se wo munyina no wo mu besesa wo madwen ne no ada ena che se NDC amanyoko no eja mahama ba yi na no pokwa jiman say o meye no running mate chairman want to me NPP for munyan yi wo mo de na so chairman to me ba abantin be make series of allegations editor John Dramani Mahama ene na Jane opokwa jiman so eye na yere no awawade ne dada sa de manyina so no na chairman want to me no or the year politics we nyina na kase Enreja wa mapa na won to kama ebusia in fact na ye nika na ye ma me nsem bia wodi tu dwa no mami ye ni ate wate me de me se maka me se me ndisi ni me NPP ni but the obeya ade ajaza na se de obeba be ka bibia wo safata se ya bona baso no ya se wo me betena fidie ma no se me bona baso sa so na se ne me bona baso wo ne nsema wodi tu dwa ene se ne na o ye very careful of her speech you know se wo ba bonte na se bi obeka de nsem fata no obe ye de nsem fata me ya se wa kuro ya me ba betena fidie ma no se matutu bi kura ne de ama no mu se me nsuro bia de be bia no kura ne da no e hono ma na de bia no me de no kura no ebeto na jase niam bebra wodi tutu dwa no kire se John Dramani Mahama krano etimi asama na kwenya se wombra meye no running mate no eno krano eche se John Dramani Mahama edwen ma ho yie papa obese ema so ebeka ne governance ho na ende bibi biare wo se wo mo ye bia no edebua wo man Ghana no wo ma yo so John Dramani eyi ne de there is no way a obedane nechi ede ama John Dramani Mahama de biara da obeko so support no chese niema pa wo mo de egu akwemu MPP amanyokuo na wo mebe di Ghana for sika no wo mo win election no December 7 no wo mo tine kunwa no so January pe wo mo beto wo mo sade afre na ADDO kwakufu ado Ken for wiata any penifo achi mafias ni nyina no wo mo meye calculation dia wo mo to ye ni ade baby a wo mo yi sika free o man Ghana sika dodo say na aka chese wo mo be make sure say na ADDO kwakufu ado na pamfo wo mo be sade ewe nyina ene wo kaso magana fo nyina nya ne ntie say 2024 election de NDC amanyokuo no wo mo ankasa na edi nkunim e de unemployment as si Ghana 14 issue a wo mo ye dede ni ade nyina no e wo se Mahama ba ye na just unemployment de wo hono Mahama kwa be ka che Ghana for se oya magician wo ba bebie ndwuma e de amana so na jeno pokwa agiman o kasa e de afa unemployment wo hye Ghana for nyina bo so wo mo ba ba no hono mo na just wo mo be bo wo mo ho modin ye papa sa so NND ye dollar wo na ADDO kwakufu ando mo ba ye na dollar ni 3 cedis 80% na dollar ne too far se kwa ne se eko ma ba o mi abeka ye nti a wo mo de dollar na hye mu akọ paper lock bi dia tum IGP da mo na wo mo de ne gina ho krasa wo mbo dollar no ba IGP go aso le from akrofo aba bebu anu ma dollar ne pie nti se ane be bia dollar ne nam no ebuhia enya sem keto wakasa ede afa hodom so saso na watch say scandals a free GPS hono ma ye say amafu she chire Ghana sika wo mu dini ade nyina no wo mo ba wo be ba be account to rate ene COVID-19 na ADDO wo mu sem bia wo de ba ye sika bi efi ama no ne be pie mu ne afa bebi ni ade nyina no o kama Ghana fo nyina ate ase se ono na jeno pokwa ageman a ye running mate Edema John Dramani Mahama wo mo ba sa de course nyina 8 years NDC for MPP for ba say o man Ghana no they would have to pay for it yanko na yanko tie yasum emra sesia
sorry no let me stand here
yeah okay now let's just go straight
so who are coming to she can do that. I'll wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring some calm into the room as we wait to hear. Thank you for the love. Thank you. Please, let's settle down. Amen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyemang, 2024 running mate to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you all so very, very much. Thank you so much. All those singing Mami Odinde, my response is too. Thank you again and again. Thank you so much. our respected party leader and flag bearer, Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the next president of our beloved republic. Your Excellency Lordina Mahama, members of the diplomatic corps, Nime Name, Nananom, Togbio, Mamao, our national chairman, the general secretary, the entire leadership, from the national through the regional constituency to the wards and branches, to our devoted, hard-working and teaming supporters and sympathizers, many who have traveled from across the country. To you all, I extend my deep appreciation for endorsing my nomination and for accepting me again. To my family, colleagues and friends, all those who have sent me volumes of moving letters and voice and written notes and songs and prayers of support since my nomination, please accept my undying gratitude. My plea is for all of us, bound by a shared vision to see our country take a turn for the better towards working, realizing that vision. I know you can, and I know you will. Your Excellency, Ayebida, President Mahama. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before I go on to other important matters, please let me state my understanding of where we are as a country, as a nation, and the implications of what lay ahead. The election ahead is not so much about Ghana making history, although that is important. It is not so much about returning a competent president back to power. It is not even about producing the first woman vice president, historical and exciting though these are. It is not only about bringing the NDC back to power, although that is indispensable in our current circumstances. The elections ahead and winning them is about winning elections for a purpose. The purpose goes beyond those enumerated above. The purpose is the opportunity to heal our country again. It is about the opportunity to pull Ghana back from the precipice of destruction, of normalizing corruption, of incomprehensive greed, from deep despair. The election ahead and winning it for our party is about hard work and abiding sacrifice. It is to embrace everyone in building a Ghana that functions again. It is to work towards a Ghana where citizens have confidence and hope and are determined to regain their independence of thought and of agenda. We must work towards a Ghana that at the very least can feed itself. We know we can. We must work towards a Ghana where the law truly works, where there is shared prosperity, where democracy has not become a fluke, where people are not abused, and where the basic necessities of life are not denied the majority. It is a chance to work hard towards building a country where citizens do not feel disrespected or intimidated or ignored because of the way they vote or the language they speak. The victory we seek as a party is to invite everyone to the onerous task of rebuilding a broken Ghana, of restoring hope in a manner that the is capable of, and evidenced by its history and achievements, especially the recent ones under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. My brothers and sisters, we are not in ordinary times. This is not news. Some of us have been around for a while and have experienced the to and fro of politics in Ghana. But never have we experienced the levels of greed, unbridled arrogance, unrestrained impunity, sheer dishonesty, barefaced hypocrisy, incompassion, as displayed by this incumbent government over the past 6 years and more. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the task ahead is formidable, much more than it was 4 years ago. When people ask me, why are you doing this? Let me explain. I remain inspired by the fact that as a people, we have faced terrible situations before. Check our history. Please don't begin with the Fourth Republic or the struggle for independence, although these are also important milestones. Go hundreds of years back. In those hard times, our forefathers and our foremothers too did not throw up their arms in despair. They fought back. They resisted. They sacrificed. They persevered. They brought back hope when there was none. They picked up the pieces of a broken people and carefully and strategically sewed them back. And they left for us a legacy of selflessness, of true patriotism and pride. It is our responsibility today to leave something better for the next generations. Giving up is not an option. We must all soldier on. Across the political divide, across social and professional groupings, among the youth, you hear complaints and stories concerning state capture, where this government has chosen to use its power not in the broader interest of all Ghanaians, but to favor a small clique. What is that? John and I have agreed that whoever has participated in the plunder of the state must be held accountable. And my friends, this is not a threat, it is a promise. It is a promise which is premised on the wishes of our citizens across the political divide, and it is hinged on the principle of accountability. Let us face the facts. Today, what do we hear? Is the promotion of ethnocentric elitism which is masquerading as intellectualism. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is elitism masquerading as intellectualism. It is weakness strutting as courage, and crony capitalism masked as development in freedom. It is shameless hypocrisy pretending to be objective. These will never move our country forward. Rather, the most significant achievement of all these has been a country in near insolvency. Its natural resources such as water, land, and even the environment in rebellion. A people harassed and intimidated into numbness, and as some will say cynically, some of us also bribed into silence. I envisage a report on the administration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on the ticket of the NDC in his reign 2013 to early 2017. And I bet that the report will have no reference to the following: a multi-million dugout. I don't know about you, but the image I get looking at that hole is a trench in utter shock that anyone could believe it was intended as a Thanksgiving gift to the Almighty, invisible, God only wise. You will not find in his record a free SHS at war, the battle fought on the grounds of food, shelter, space, even calendar, teaching and learning materials, or those who spend a couple of weeks in school and many months at home just idling by. You will not find past questions instead of textbooks and science equipment. You will not find an atmosphere that suppresses learning. You will not find free water and electricity to a few that has turned out to be most expensive for everyone. Such a report will not find COVID money shared for partisan political campaign purposes. And all of this done when people were dying and they needed just a little bit of help. You will not find in his term an Ejapa-like manifesto. And you will not find him as president clearing malfeasance and writing love letters to prejudice a bad situation. You will not find that unemployment jumped from 8 to 14%. And actually check the figures. Check the actual figures. Go beyond the percentages. And you will not find a debt to GDP that has gone a wall, or a city that refuses to be tamed. Under his tenure, you will not find weak efforts to hide the truth of Dumsok. The reports will not include scandals surrounding the PDS, Australian visa, Keldon JVG, Boss contaminated fuel, excavations, and Aboboya tricycles that can fly faster than confirm. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will not find unfulfilled promises of one village, one dam. $1 million per constituency per year. 350 secondary schools from scratch. And too many betrayals and too many instances of disrespect. You will not find in his time Extraka too embarrassed and gone into hiding because it is too afraid to expose its plagiarized content. In truth, such an investigation of his time would not reveal over 100 scandals and still counting. What will the report say about the NDC under John Dramani Mahama? After exhausting the list of clinics, hospitals, medical centers, expansion of existing universities, polytechnics, 10 technical universities, brand new universities, focus on current and projected national needs, you will find the Mahama schools, popularly called E-blocks, and you will find these constructed from scratch. You will find that there was a debilitating shift system. And that it was painstakingly and effectively abolished. You will find that the ratio of textbooks at the primary level moved from 1 book to 3 children to 4 books per child. This is a leader you can trust. This is a leader who has the love of the country at heart. The report will highlight new roads, harbors, railway lines, not what we've seen of late, Ayalolo buses. You will find the lack of intimidation of opposing voices. You will find serious investment and practice to enable a digitized economy and society. The report will go on to point at housing projects, including the famous Saglemi housing complex, and even those that somebody has happily raised to make room for a presumed cathedral. You will find that journalists were not hounded into exile. Should I add more? Okay. The report will find that once upon some years ago, the blame for power outages was placed at the doorstep of the President and the Minister for Energy. The report will find a President who solved the energy crisis that he inherited, and a minister who did resign on principle. The report will tell of a timetable for load shedding, provided to respect the dignity of citizens and acknowledge their right to plan and also to learn the truth about our situation with energy. The report will contrast the existing arrogance in leadership with that of the respectful JDM, who builds the children and youth by offering lasting skills, quality education, serious adaptable training, who opens up the economy to create more space for jobs and self-actualization. The report will highlight a JDM who does not line up desperate young people in the heat of the tropical sun to march and salute him as head of state for jobs that have no head, they have no tail, they have no future. The report will explain the foundations of the principles of the policies of the NDC, that they will see that the NDC strives and thrives on consensus building, from observation, study, analysis, vigorous debates that tolerate all views, to an agreement on the options at hand, and end with well thought out implementation plans. The benefits of such approach inure to everyone, they inure to nation, they inure to community, they inure to individual, in that order. The report will highlight, going forward, the critical processes that will lead to innovations and flexibilities of the brave, timely, intentional intervention of a 24-hour economy, as proposed by H.E. Mahama, after consulting widely with stakeholders and citizens across the country, because he respects everyone. I am not surprised at all that many labor groups, businesses and individuals have embraced the concept. It is a vision anchored on the firm belief that with the right policies and incentives in place, we can inspire a new generation of enterprises to adopt a multi-shift work system and wider participation in the economy, thereby ushering us all into a new and golden era of Ghanaian industry. Obiara baby. And by the time the policy is in full flight, a couple of years down the road, we should not be surprised to see how, from the vegetable seller to the miner, from the smallest hamlet to the crowded cities, from the farmer to the fisherfolk, from the young couple to the single parent, everyone will come and see and apply the benefits of the 24-hour economy for national group and individual advancement. Please come join us in our hall meetings, in our town hall meetings, and other programs to learn more about this incredibly effective strategy. Do not fall victim to those who have realized that having failed in sloganeering and packaging, that they have exhausted all their strategies and therefore resort to deception and destruction. We are particularly pleased to see, as evidence in credible polls, that this visionary policy has caught on and resonated with the public, especially with our young people. Where are the youth? Are they here? The policy is for you, so please come and learn more about it. I know for a fact that the nation builder, John Mahama, who is not an economist, will deliver this economic model. He thinks through what he does. He thinks through what he says. He considers advice. He is confident enough to amend his views when confronted by working alternatives. He does not rush with decisions that have serious effects on the lives of others. John Mahama does not shoot from the hip. A 24-hour economy. A 24-hour economy will demand that we pay special attention to skills training in Sanwejuma. And that is why we are serious about continuing with the critical reforms and the improvements we made under his tenure in our technical and vocational training institutions to ensure that we equip our youth with the technical skills necessary for a thriving economy. In Sanwejuma, Ejuma also means equipping our youth with tech skills so that they are ready to participate in our economy and in the global remote economy. So, as we mentioned several times, during the 2020 campaign, we intend to implement the 1 Million Coders program, which sets an ambitious but attainable goal to train over 1 million of our youth in coding, data science, and other tech fields. The potential for this pool of young people to contribute to Ghana GDP is enormous, and inshallah, it shall happen. Definitely, another important area, and why this position is important, and why the NDC has prioritized it. We will pay special attention to issues and challenges faced by women in all walks of life. Oh, the women are not happy. And the men too. This is part of the reason we propose extended maternity leave, in line with one of HE of His Excellency President Mahama's 2020 election promises. And in the 2024 manifesto, the flexibility offered within the context of a 24-hour economy must hold special attention for women, for obvious reasons. Maybe we should meet and have a long discussion on that one. Women entrepreneurs must have access to capital for the entire sector to boost their businesses. And that is why we will actively pursue the establishment of a Women's Development Bank. To primarily nurture and grow women-owned, women-led businesses. Women must become millionaires too, shouldn't we? We must become millionaires too through hard work, as our men do. We do not need hands out. We need hands up. Women of Ghana are capable of managing that bank 100%. The bank must take care of small-scale businesses or tiny-scale businesses to give them credit. And I'm talking about those who are hawking or people whose businesses do not depend on huge capital. I envisage a board made up of trading associations and cooperatives, and all these fully represented and making serious decisions and being accountable to its members. And I into me. Hello, Wanye. And the world knows what we do with our resources when women prosper. We hardly leave our children behind. We hardly leave the wider families, including the men, behind. There is better stability at home. There's better peace at home. Most will demand less chop money, so the girls should clap for us. And you know that all these add up to make a nation at peace with itself. Surely this is what Kwejiru Aggrey must have observed when he made his famous statement about the far-reaching effects of the education of women. Thank you very, very much. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if anyone has any doubt, just remember a lady called Esther Oklu. What brilliance, what innovation, what display of entrepreneurship. She showed the way. Let's revive that dream and hope and actions of our hero and heroine entrepreneurs as models. Let's stop killing their dreams, because some of us are simply too lazy, too envious, too lacking in original ideas, or have capabilities that are too low to match their results. How do we preach entrepreneurship, encourage a study, and propose its practice, and then turn around to make waste of the efforts of successful entrepreneurs? If you decide you don't like the owner, think of the worker who may be a member of your community, your political party, or even your church member. How about him? We must move to the level of encouragement, appreciation, and support of those who participate in the private sector, no matter what. Their efforts at nation building trickle down to all groups. We will also undertake the modernization of our markets, which remain special and dominant places for women in the economy. Market women deserve the benefits of a clean, modernized marketplace. Our efforts so far bear witness. All I plead is that our efforts must not end with beautiful Kejetia or attractive Kotokraba and allied markets. My fellow Ghanaians, please, let us just be mindful and show some respect to our citizens. So the lights are not stable. And because somebody has not told us that it is doomsaw, it means there is no doomsaw. So the Electoral Commission is struggling to defend its credibility. And until the Commission tells us that the missing equipment mean nothing, everyone should believe that there are no issues to worry about. How did disrespect get so high? Actions that impoverish and disenfranchise do not necessarily translate into feeble-mindedness in people who are angry, in people who are hungry, and in people who are oppressed. On the contrary, again, check the details in our history. Electoral Commission, I address you directly. It is in the national interest and in your own interest to make transparent what has been and is going on in your establishment. The truth will not be suppressed. You cannot be so independent as to disregard the people who validate your existence. It does not happen anywhere. Easy. A word to the wise is in Asen North. This administration has all but given up. Whereas they will not consult, they will not engage, they will not review. Woman Ethiopia. One back corner, sir. A man for Sony on back him, so sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, fellow Ghanaians, Ghana requires a different environment, and urgently so. The Ghanaian voter is presented again with the experienced, humble, focused, and truthful John Mahama, who has always consulted out of respect and out of the conviction that knowledge does not reside in the head of any one person. The condescending see this, unfortunately, as a sign of not having original ideas. The unpretentious see it as a sign of understanding the foundations of democracy, which is consensus building. I see it as a sign of strength, and I feel privileged to work so closely with JDM. Consensus building should be the fulcrum of any progressive positive project. It has already been demonstrated to us how without such a foundation, the Ghana without aid has turned out to be the Ghana without compass. We have a choice now, come December 7th, and let us make the right choice. Corruption is too rampant in many government and non-government institutions. Sadly, those institutions meant to check on corruption have been significantly weakened. We must strengthen the institutions, and we will do just that when the NDC comes to power from January 2025, God willing. It is our duty to ensure that our sources of wealth are not given away to obscure entities or shrouded in opaque deals. We must not arrive at a destination where our national assets and natural resources are treated by some as if they were assets of their own creation, to be willed forever to friends and family. We must be passionate about justice, about the protection of our environment, about protecting our differently able citizens. We must be passionate about institutions that are responsive or are supposed to be responsive to our collective needs. We must be passionate about stamping out corruption. Let no one tell us otherwise. Not even those who have so alienated themselves from reality as to be impervious to the truth. The truth of women delivering on the floor, of children waiting for a benevolent person to advance much needed vaccines, of children learning in dangerous circumstances, of teachers threatened and parents intimidated from their core functions of caring for their own children, of those who can no longer afford healthy and once affordable meals, euphemistically called face the wall or coffee broke man. We must ensure that our elderly citizens must not picket for their own money. Let no one tell us that the culture of silence has become the norm. And let no one convince us that 8 persons were shot in cold blood because they had gone to exercise their civic responsibility of voting, and that it was all right for a whole member of parliament to call them criminals, or that it is okay for Sal to have no representative in parliament for 4 years. And all of this happening under democracy because somebody whimsically decided hours to elections that they could not vote for a parliamentary candidate. And please don't tell us that the Bank of Ghana, rather than defending itself from accusations of breach of procedure, can choose to label those who raise the matter publicly as hooligans, and that they should have followed procedure. And at the time of accounting to the people, let no one pretend that they have more human rights than those they have consciously disenfranchised and those to whom justice has been shamefully denied. When those otherwise loud voices we assumed spoke for the voiceless have gone into self-imposed silence and even deafness and blindness, with all apologies to our friends, but this is self-imposed, not natural. Should we honestly be surprised at the high levels of cynicism, if not downright mistrust of our leaders? Are we surprised that we have our youth in despair? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our country is not sitting pretty. Things have gravely deteriorated. We agree to that. It is high time we came together to do the hard work, to build again, regardless how daunting. all is not lost. Our beloved country can rise again.
Is not lost. Our beloved country can rise again. Na chese Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman running mate Edema NDC Amanyoko no and I just said what didn't send me out to dry yakwakotie ewa yasuma bay. And you people think say yeah man a chance. Now won't be this for 4 years and now say must say I'm forgetting because of Mahama. I quite remember someone called me one time and the person was like Yasheni Pana Mahama or NDC Akofana Sanka NDC Amanyoko is Sam Mahama no do before baya and Kawamo to Abano Ediama NDC Enya. But the same Mahama now woman abano and one and a year woman problem. So I am asking my lovely viewers of Atija Jimedi so say Nana Jeroboko Jabanese me ayakwa kwetia bay. Do you think say ye man akwenya no na one partner Mahama say ja Mahama funded into no ja no Ghana for yen rescue 4 years FMA. I know say NPP abanyoko ni they are not the rightful choice. It's one kwa the main ka womasem NDC and Alan Kojo Chairman. But I would say let's give Alan Kojo Chairman the chance to rule Ghana 2024. I don't know if you say one so no do you think say Yema Mahama chance and answer say Yema Alan Kojo maintain chance no ombe rule Ghana in 2025. Whatever your comment is obey me Eddie for comment section honom Eddie amame ahaso na mbrebe mame kwan na nsema me de beso mo sa Atija Jumedie no me di ni nyina no esi de akwaso wo mpotemu bi a weni enje ho no obey me aye video obey me so afre me ankasa e 055 7036109. The akoso won potemu bia weni nje ho say ye wa kwan say ye musuku say peni bia woda constituency na no say bi oni say ne mo bekasa bibi biara no besa me mo akwanya no kra betena fidie mu hanom say a akwanya no wo honom ti de yan say obesend me message on 0557036109 na say obefrɛ me ofra me peke na me no atwetwe enkomo products ben so na wo ton campaign ben na we bi abese e bon dero edema when je Atija Jumedie so wo besa obeson yase afreyen 0550623377 and as 0557036109 numbers 2 ni mu bia ye bejebre na ye no atwetwe enkomo pensem cho school pon so acheche phone word do ewa abochredia mekanfo Kumasi online media school ede amal sabre wo mse bra no mo fanfantete ye pemu for 3 months intensive practicals 100% angasa media courses ahodra wo mo ye na echegu ewo kasafoni nene no we best obefa forms abenya bi ewo Kumasi online TV front desk wo mechi akwan so ya squad community I amas energy sheni for any inquiries wait my first company phone was 0550623377 and as 0557036109. Program mention a wo ye na pe wona wo camera ni efe ama wo mababa no mababa twa ede ama Kumasi online TV wo mo se program bi a wo ye bi aso nsafre wo mo na wo mo be streaming live on Facebook and also on YouTube and other social media platform ni so nyina say ya conference say ya wedding say ye say ya graduation school for an sorry Bible school graduation say ya engagement say ya birthday say ya sorry so moya all night bi mu ye program bi maton sade afre asori ahodro say bia mo beton jo music festival de mu ye bia no moton sa edi frey ya ye beba ni ya ba be cha edi ama kama samba se mu buki ye ya mo be frey no 0550623377 distance is never a barrier and from when baby awo toko kra na o sha o ton sa frey ya ye beba ni ya ba be cha program no edi ama kama Abranti Pako Joma no edit na MC ahonom edi mami saso ena Eric Jr. edit video we edi mami na session confirm koma me executive producer Mr. Daniel Yeboa any lovely viewers of Atija Jumedie mu de mekoso adamasiye papa sene odo shonko adebia no eya na modai nedi edi chairman nyankopon enhwamu ye papa se ennenso no moje bre ehwe Atija Jumedie mehwe obeso obeka loyal fans of Atija Jumedie ho a eno an say obe subscribe odo waje nche be fa comment section ase na abema me thumbs up and so e wo hono hanom de beto for me free baby ano me ba betena fidiem hanom say the hun sensem nyina so aba besom. Have a wonderful evening. Yebesan so edishia. Bye bye.
Amafwe Kumasi online TV production yaba ne de ne yaba yedi equipment ekukudam ana yede aba se eye camera de enam wiem de nam fom de enam ensuom ni nyina ye wo bi ewo honom a TV production yabo a hu ye pa se wo ye dwumadie bi etese wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye semna bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks no so e de amaw ye ni ntotonsa na fre eye Kumasi online TV production for na yamra na ye dwumadie ne ne Kama fe a ebo no eda from pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bia wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma ana se to nsa ne frɛ wa homa trufo so 0550623377 Kumasi online TV production ye demufua e wo Kumasi kodua mu.